Hey there. It's good to see you back again. I have to share something with you, and it's no secret. I love a good birthday celebration. I mean, who doesn't? One of my good friends just texted me a while ago and said she's having a birthday celebration in New York, and I'm like, okay, I'm in there, right? I believe it's so important to celebrate yourself both personally and professionally. And if I rewind back to one of my key birthdays, it was either my 18th or my 21st birthday. I remember I asked my grandmother for something specifically. I was living on my own, and it made complete sense that I would ask her for a power drill, y'all. I asked her for a power drill, and she got it. And to this day, this power drill still serves me. And it makes me think about the tools that we have in our life and how when we get the right tools, how they'll take us from point 1 to point 26 real easy. Because the reality is, while of course I can use a screwdriver, I can use Phillips, I can use a flathead, all those things, having a power drill just helps me get there faster. I mean, I'm strong and all, but this thing has served me well. And it makes me think about the other tools that I utilize today, both personally and professionally, to help me get from where I am to where I want to be. So you already know what's about to happen. I'm going to tell you about some of my tools that I use in order to entertain people in my home, which of course you know I love, but I also want to send you away with some leadership tools that'll help you elevate in your career, elevate professionally, or maybe just help you elevate to start the things that you truly want to do. So let's start with the home entertainment tools. You know, I'm itching to tell you. I love to have people over. The weather is starting to break, and I'm so looking forward to welcoming people into our home, onto the rooftop, outside, wherever. And there are some tried and true things that I utilize in order to help people feel comfortable in my home. They're tools. I can do things manually. I can do them in a much simpler analog way, right? But instead, I want to use my tools because they're cool and they help me get to where I want to be, a good hostess, faster. So the first thing I want to share with you is actually something that I got not that long ago, but it's been a game changer, right? Have you ever been cooking something and it said, hey, pour a drizzle of olive oil or a drizzle of vegetable oil, and you got your big bottle out like trying to pour it, but too much comes out in one big old clump? Well, I have a tool for you. I got these new oil pourers, which I'm so excited about. I got 2 different sizes, okay? And I'll link some of my favorite oil pourers from both an efficiency and effective and also an aesthetic standpoint. I'll link them in the bottom of the notes of this video. But I love these oil pourers. Why? Because it makes pouring oil out so much easier. I am someone who uses a lot of Evo extra virgin olive oil, and so by pouring it out, it actually just creates a little stream versus it being a big glob of it that's pouring out. Now, I will tell you, and I'm always honest in saying this, I do not classify myself as a chef. I'm an all right cook, right? I will get something catered real fast. But these tools help me to be more confident in the kitchen, help me to honestly just get things done quicker, and they look really nice because I leave them up on my countertop all the time, so I'll link those. So that's one of the tools. Another tool that I utilize is this ice bucket, which for me is a big deal because we have lots of people over that like their cocktails, right? And while I could send them over to the refrigerator to get yet another cup of ice, the reality is I can take this anywhere. I can take this up on the rooftop, I can take it downstairs, I can take it into other parts of our home. It holds very well, which means that it helps to insulate so that the ice doesn't melt very fast. I could just put ice in a bowl, but that doesn't look sexy, right? So this is absolutely helpful when I'm entertaining people. But while I'm on the subject of ice, I do want to tell you a little bit about some preferences I have around ice. So we have people in our life that love to consume whiskey and bourbon and all those things, and so they love their big rocks, their big rock cubes. And so we have several different ice cube holders that make big rocks of ice. And one of the ice cube holders that I love so much is actually this one. It allows you to customize your ice cubes. Ice cube customizers, y'all. I'll put a link to where you can get these because they are nominally priced, and it's really a treat when you can give your friends some customized ice. And the ice cubes end up looking just like this. They're just like that. And of course, this one is monogrammed with J&B in it, which I think is really, really cool. So I will link both this ice bucket, and I will also link how to get those customized ice cubes as well. Just 2 other quick tools. Okay, I can do this all day, but you know I love my tools. It makes it a lot easier when you're cooking something in the kitchen when you actually have a recipe book holder. And I've talked about this recipe book holder, but it's a game changer, right? Especially if you like physical recipe books. I love my digital recipes just the same, just like you probably do too, but there's something about having a physical book, even maybe something that's been passed down in your family. And last but not least, the last entertainment tool that I'll tell you about, of course, is a good old nice champagne bucket. And I love this champagne bucket because it has its own stand that it comes on. That usually I have downstairs at the very front of my house, so then when people enter our home, they quickly can get a bottle of champagne or white wine or whatever it is that I know that they like to drink. All right, so I'm hoping that you'll take some of these entertainment tools and use them as you entertain people in your home. But of course, I have to send you away with some leadership tools, right? And we're going to keep it simple, very simple, all right? The first thing I want you to remember as it relates to leadership tools is that you have the opportunity to use free resources. So today I'm going to send you away with some free resources. Now, that's not to say that I don't want you to invest in your development. I want you to spend some money on a conference. I want you to spend some money on a coaching. I want you to do those things so you can go from where you are now to where you want to be next. But there are two tools in particular that I think will really serve you well. And both of them mostly fit within the feedback category. I was recently working on one of the chapters in my new book that's coming out later on this year called The Unexpected Leader, Discovering the Leader Within You in partnership with Wiley Publishing. And I was talking about the power of feedback, right? And how there probably were some periods in our life where we didn't love feedback because it made you feel some kind of way. Maybe you realized that you are a way that you didn't even realize you were. But feedback can be so incredibly powerful. Even when I have people over my house, I'll often ask, hey, how was that? Would you do that again? Would you eat that again? It lets me know how I want to show up in the future from an entertainment standpoint. But that crosses right over into our everyday jobs and our everyday lives. How are you showing up? Do you want to show up like that again? One of the ways that I really encourage people to get feedback is by doing a 360 review. Now listen, there of course are systems and there are paid opportunities for you to get 360 reviews done, either independently or at your job. But if you're just like, hey, I want to know a little bit more about how I'm showing up, either in an anonymous or a direct way, you can put together your very own survey on Google Forms and send it out to some friends, some colleagues, some professional people that you have contact with. And you can do that on your own. So don't feel like you have to wait for your job to actually give you the opportunity to get a 360 review. You can do that on your own. So that's one type of feedback you can get. Of course, you've heard about the Myers-Briggs type indicators. If you have not heard of it, don't worry. It's a personality assessment. It's an assessment to help you understand how you respond to things. Are you comfortable with these types of conversations? Just what's your organic approach? And I'm excited that there is a version of the Myers-Briggs indicator that is free. All you gotta do is just go out and Google it, and I'll drop a link to it, of course, below in this video. I, of course, want you to elevate to your next level. I, of course, want you to embrace entertaining people in your home if that's what you choose to do. But I want to make sure that you're utilizing tools in order to get to your next step, because sometimes when you're starting from scratch, you're just like, wait a minute, this is tough. Feedback is one of those great ways to learn about yourself, to learn about what you're capable of, what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with. So please utilize those quick tools, those free tools, to elevate and get you to your next level. And of course, if you're looking for more support, I'm just an email away at info@jacquelinembaker.com. So listen, wherever you're at in the world, I'm hoping that you're giving yourself permission to start the things that you want to do, to elevate in your leadership journey, and of course, hopefully host a couple people in your space. So you take care of yourself, and of course, I will see you again soon. Cheers and ciao.